This week I'm in the Tararua district where I'll need to prove myself on the farm, to go on a dive on the coast. And I'm in for a real surprise.
It's definitely one I've never put on the old bucket list.
Then I'll be meeting our hunter, who's been sharing his corner of Aotearoa with the world.
So we're just out on a day mission.
Today I'm headed to the remote Oanga, 2 hours south of Dennyvik. Oangan Station is a huge 7,200 hectare sheep and cattle farm on the east coast of the northern Wairarapa. He taha moana hoki, ka kuhu mā te whakai a te kaiwhakahaere anake. Kua ki mai ētahi ki au, he rau e te ruku I konei, I te iti tua te manuhiri. Before I'm allowed in the water though, I have to prove myself in the paddock.
Kia ora.
Kia ora, brother.
Kia ora, I'm Jermaine Waratini and I'm from Dennyvik.
Kia ora, brother.
Kia ora.
See? My name's Luke Wright, or Fatty, and I'm from Dennyvik.
Driving here, cuz the old water looked a bit brown.
Like this fella's undies.
I can already tell these guys are tight by their banter.
I would describe Luke, a mix between a Frodo Baggins, a Viking.
How big is the station?
Runs most of the coastline.
Almost as big as this fella.
Aye. He's one of those fellas that you can tell you ever need a hand or you're in a bit of a situation, the bro's going to have your back.
So he starts the fight and I finish it.
Not a lot of people can come out here, bro, and got to get access, permission to go in there, so it's pretty mean hunting and diving, sort of.
Who do you get permission from?
Uncle Paul Piri. You'll meet him soon. We'll go up to his house and have a corridor with him.
Yeah.
One way to describe Uncle Paul is he's tough as old boots, so takes no shit.
Ko waiho mai ngā parata e Uncle Paul, me ētahi toutau, I mua I tana tūtakina mai ki au.
As you can see, the boys are doing a bit of docking there.
Me kite ia e hara au I te wete.
How many sheep do you think they'll be running through there today?
Oh, a few hundred there, Piri, I reckon.
They're flat out at it. Probably should be in there giving a hand. Yeah, we'll go over and have a look and watch you jump in there, brother, and show us what you got.
Too easy. Well, let's go then.
Sweet.
Farmers normally remove the tails of lambs shortly after they are born. This is known as docking. Overseeing the docking station is Scott. He has been on the station for many years and is a true blue farmer.
What's the importance of docking?
So it's mainly an animal health issue. If we don't take the tails off, they can accumulate a lot of crap around their bums and draw in flies. Flies will lay eggs and maggots and things up your back.
I know that you used to cut the old mountain oysters out.
Yeah, a lot of people will take the testicles right off. They're a bit of a delicacy, the old mountain oysters.
Enjoy them?
Not really, no.
Now that I'm up to speed, it's time to show these fellas I've still got what it takes.
All right, brother. Get your ass in there.
I've been sort of docking for a while. Last time I done it, when I was at college, we basically went along the line. They had a chute, which seemed a lot easier. It was a bit flash, actually. Didn't have to worry too much about the old gun exercise. But no, it was cool just to grab some lambs and do a bit of docking.
Scott's gifted us some takeaways that I'll be sure to cook up later, like its lamb's tails and not those ugly mountain oysters. Kia au nei, ko tutuki au I tērā wero. So now we're off to meet Uncle Paul. Paul Piri has made his home on the banks of the Oanga River. This land is one of the few properties that has been Māori owned throughout history.
Oh, Piri, this is Uncle Paul Piri.
Kia ora.
This is Oanga River, right here. That station over there is called Monoroa. Goes way back to Akatea. That used to be part of Wahonga years and years ago.
How long you been on the station for?
Oh, about 42 years.
How old are you? 21?
63.
Geez, you've been here most of your life.
Yeah.
He's a real hard man. Uncle Paul, his old man was a hard man as well, so he probably got that off him.
What brought you here?
Oh, it's better to be out here to keep out of trouble.
Hey?
No, it's good life out here.
No, he's a lovely fellow though, lovely man.
Lovely patch of land too. At over 17,000 acres, Oangan Station is one of the biggest blocks of land in the Wairarapa. And judging by the old man's shed, not too bad of a spot for a bit of a hunt.
The old shed's full of jaws.
You know, we do a bit of pig hunting.
Do you use guns? Because I know some people shoot them and some...
No. That's not pig hunting. Pig hunting's with a knife.
Yeah, no, it was good to meet Uncle Paul and For a man that's been around the chats for a while, he's pretty hearty when it comes to pig hunting. Well, the bros brought me down for a bit of a dive to the spot X. And
You're quite lucky. I'm going to take you to a couple of good spots today. Like, these fellas are going to go and just look for themselves when they come out for a dive. But you always get a feed. Pretty poor diver if you don't get a feed in this rough stuff.
do you see how he looked past me to you?
I'm keen to give the rocks a hongi.
Let's go then. Get out of here.
The weather's looking rough for a dive and I'm worried we'll be up against it. So if it gets too much in the water, Paul's brought along his big dog as a backup plan.
A lot of pāua net out in here, so the boys should have a bit of fun playing around out in there.
We should act like we're cabbage so that we can see you get in the water.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
He honona tapu tō Jermaine rawa ko Luke ki tēnei wāhi.
Years ago, one of the boys from around here, Johnny Smith, one of the brothers, he passed away sadly a couple of years ago, but he started taking me out there and sort of talking to Paul, and he just told me, hey, come out whenever you want, boys, sweet as. So sort of just been going out there ever since. Yeah, we used to get out all the time before we had kids and stuff like that.
We're starting to struggle now with being top heavy and that. Our man struggles a lot.
Just go hard on the free diving, bro, wherever we can, get out there. Yeah, help out, do some diving for tangis and stuff like that around the community and people that can't get in there.
Despite the poor weather, it doesn't take long for our dive to pay off.
Uncle Paul just basically said past it, there's a rock there, a massive rock. Just go past that. We should get some pāuas in there. We were literally in there for about 10, 15 minutes and probably got a quota of pāuas.
Pāua are large edible sea snails. They are known overseas as abalone. Pāua are commonly found in shallow coastal waters, along rocky shorelines in depths of 1 to 10 metres. Ka māhue taku whakapono ki a karaua. I hara I te mea ko te pāua noiho te mea ikitea.
I don't think I've ever been into a spot where up to your calf, pulling out crayfish. It was pretty cool. Although the cray wasn't legal size, I think I was just shocked. You can reach in under a rock and basically there's a cray there.
Male crays need to be at least 54 centimetres in diameter and females 60 centimetres to be legal. I'm going to see if I can find any big enough to keep.
I was walking around just to see if there was any crays under some big rocks and basically heard squealing.
E whai ake nei. I'm chasing after a pig in my wetsuit. And I head out to do a little pest control.
It's quite dangerous, so we've got to be, you know, as safety conscious as possible, bro.
Today I'm at the remote Oangan Station on the east coast, just north of the Wairarapa. I've been diving for pāua, but a distant sound's got me out of the water in a hurry.
Basically heard squealing, so I boosted up from the beach, headed in the direction where I heard the squealing. But by the time I got up there, bro had the pig, which was cool.
Kua haria ngā kuri e Tristan, te tama āpō, ki te aru I a mātou I roto I te wai.
So I've never gone for a dive and then dropped all my diving gears and boosted up to the hill, chasing after a pig. So yeah, it's pretty crack up. Mean experience too. That's definitely one on the old bucket list. Add that and tick.
Tristan's got the puaka well under control, so it's back to base with Jermaine and Luke to see if we've got our quota of kaimoana.
Oh, brothers.
Yeah, mission done.
Hard work though, that.
Yeah, we got a feed, all good.
You got some pāua, kina, and cray.
Whiro, do you measure your cray, cuz?
Yeah, no, it's all good. We checked it. Yeah, no, she's all good, bro.
We've given Luke the new nickname, Whiro. Looks like Hagrid. Just the only problem is the old pāho's a bit whiro.
It'll stick.
Yeah, I can imagine it sticking
It'll
too.
stick.
Who's starting the fire? With their beard, bro, we'll show you how to start a fire with that, cousin. Is that us?
We'll give it a go, yeah, brother, it's us.
But there's no need for Pero to start any fires today. Uncle Paul's already on it. Fire hissing with some cream pāua on the go.
I'll tell you what, brothers, can't beat that. Go for a dive, pōaka's squealing, and then bring the kai here.
It's a pretty special little place to be able to do that, eh? You get out, the fire's going, and you can tell people what it's like, but you don't actually realise how awesome we got it until you experience it firsthand.
Is that just butter in there with a bit of onions, or?
Yeah.
You got the pāua too, or?
No, we ate it before, bro. Well, when we was to get out of the water, it took that long, man.
He came prepared, all right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, whānau, it's been a mean day. Thanks for bringing me out.
I mean, bro, it's been good to have you.
The kai's ready, bro, fellas, have a feed.
I've been very lucky and fortunate to come to this neck of the woods. Thank you, Paul, sort of letting us come out here and have a look around, jump in the water and have a bit of a dive. Had the dogs out chasing pigs, which is a bonus, but it's been awesome.
Ko ki te puku, ko ki hoki te hinaki, ko tai te wā ki te hoki ki te taone. It's a new day and I'm off to meet hunter and vlogger, Joseph, aka the Ruahine Hunter. I'm meeting him just outside of his hometown, a small village of Norsewood, just east of the Ruahine mountain ranges. Norsewood was founded by the Norwegian settlers in the late 19th century, and it's still got a very Scandinavian feel.
Kia ora, bro.
Kia ora, bro. Welcome to Norsewood, brother.
Kia ora, my name's Joseph Rolston, aka the Ruahine Hunter.
My job is to put fences up for the farmers, keep the stock in. I love hunting, and yeah, I just always sort of like filming things from a young age, and so I started taking my camera hunting as well.
So we're just out on a day mission, going for a hunt.
And I thought, you know, YouTube is a pretty good platform to share my journeys and missions with people.
Good fun, mate. Welcome back to another episode of the Ruahine Hunter. Just like to take a moment for this animal, and just like to thank Papa Tuanuku for giving us the opportunity to hunt and gather some meat for our friends in whānau.
What are we up to here, cuz?
Just got a bit of a short fence line going in. We're fencing off this waterway here, so the stock can't get in there. Hopefully we can get Piri digging some holes, I reckon.
How long would it take you to do this whole fence line?
2 of us. We could have this done in a day.
Hey? What do you mean the two of us?
We left a couple postmarks here for you, bro. You can dig in a couple, can't you?
Well, if I want to go hunting with the Ruahine Hunter, I better help him get ahead on his mahi.
I'll start you off rather than throw you straight in the deep end. So that's our mark, obviously. So we'll go about there. I'd like to see what he's made of, eh? He's a bit of an athlete, so hopefully he's got some sort of mana behind him and he can get that hole dug pretty smartly, eh? So if you stick to that, bro, about that size.
So, how did you get your name, the Ruahine Hunter?
Well, bro, I've kind of made it up myself, really, because...
You can't give yourself a nickname today.
Oh, well,
You know the rules. Someone's
yeah. Well, you know, we've got the Ruahine Ranges just up here, and I've pretty much just marched most of it, and, you know, got a massive passion for that country up there. So, Hunter, the Ruahine, you know, just put it together, bro. Ruahine Hunter. That's it, bro.
I guess it sort of suits his new nickname, or his nickname that he's given himself.
Bro, looks good. I think you got down to depth there, so I suppose we can put that post in now and ram them up.
Rightio.
That's looking good, Piri. Looks pretty straight, bro. Square.
Digging's not much of an issue, so I was just happy to do the mahi, but no, it was cool.
That's good, bro. That's 1 down, 19 to go.
Oh, let's go.
After some hard yakka, it's finally time for us to go hunting. Or so I thought. Turns out Joseph's heard I'm a bit hit and miss. So it's time for some practice.
Oh, before we take Piri out for a rabbit shoot, well, I thought we'd just put him behind the gun to shoot some targets.
What we got here, cuz?
Right, so we're just going to put a practice with the rifle, bro, before we go out for a rabbit shoot. And, I've got a target set up over there, so we'll put you behind the rifle. Yeah, see how you get on. So what we have here is a 22 Ruger, semi-automatic.
What does that mean, semi?
It reloads itself, bro. So you just, as soon as you pull the trigger, boom, one will just reload itself automatically. It's quite dangerous, so we got to be, you know, as safety conscious as possible, bro. So that's on safety, as red as danger, so it's ready to fire.
Yep.
Take your shot. Now that gun has reloaded itself, so what you want to do is take the magazine out, and then there'll be one up in the chamber, so we've got to get that out, real important. I take gun safety pretty seriously, especially when you've got fellas that haven't been around firearms and that before. You've got to be on your game. Go have a look at this target, eh? Yeah. Put that down, point it in a safe direction. Yeah, straight through that bog, bro. Sweet, bro. We'll go have a look at this target, eh? See how you've done. When a day like this, you know, gets put on, oh, this is beautiful, eh? You just really appreciate it, look up at the mountains, and it's just pretty hard to think, you know, I could live anywhere else, really. Yeah, no, it's a special place to be, bro. Yeah.
What's the furthest you can shoot with that?
No, I probably wouldn't shoot much further than 30 metres. They're not bad shots, they're all going in the same spot. Maybe you do just want to aim a little bit higher.
Oh, I think it's because you know how the box is leaning forward?
Not your eyes, bro.
Ah.
Okay, it's time to head out and do some small game hunting. Joe knows a spot where there's some rapiti that need culling. Rabbits are a major pest, competing with livestock for pasture and eroding soil with their burrows. In the past, farmers would abandon rabbit-infested farms because it became too hard to compete with them.
So we just got to jump on the back of the ute and head out as the light's fading. Hopefully get one down before it's dark.
Hopefully I'll be a bit more hit and a little less miss out on pest control.
It's this big gully. It's just full of native bush, bro, and they live in there and they come out on this paddock, or sometimes over the other side. So sometimes just to the right there's rabbits.
Te āhua nei, e hara tēnei I tētahi o e rā wā.
Look, it can be over the other side sometimes.
As it was getting dark, I was wondering whether we were going to be able to see anything.
I'm about ready to give up, but Joe spots a rabbit off to the right. This might be my only chance to show the brother today. I'm in Norsewood, just outside of Dannevirke. And after a pretty average show at target practice,
maybe you do just want to aim a little bit higher.
I'm hoping I can reclaim some mana hunting rabbits.
Hey, not bad, all right, bro. I was pretty shocked when Piri actually pulled off some ripper shots, eh? So, yeah, lined the old rabbit up, and boom, managed to smoke it.
Here's the other one.
Whoa! Woo! Yeah, spotted another rabbit. Yeah, Piri did muck around, eh? Lined that one up too, and boom, another one-shot kill shot. No, you got him though. That's a pretty long shot.
I think I shocked the bro a bit because I asked him what's the distance that you can, you know, shoot a rabbit quite clean. And he said, oh, you'd be stretching it at about 32 metres, I think he said. Managed to get one probably just a bit beyond that.
Well, there it is. Not a bad shot, bro.
Wasn't too bad.
One-shot kill shot.
That's usually what the go is, isn't it?
Don't know if it was a fluke or not, but not a bad shot, all right.
Wa tai ki te wā kia puta I konei, kei kia he Waimarie noi hoa au. Today I'm headed for Dannevirke, just down the road from Norsewood. Just as Norsewood is named after its Norwegian founders, Dannevirke is proud of its Danish heritage. But it also has a strong Māori history, and Jermaine does some important mahi with the local rangatahi.
Oh, well, bro, we're at Dannevirke High School. Having a run around with the tamariki here. I work here as a teacher aide. I run a small program called Mana Potential. It's about building self-esteem in our rangatahi. I'm not perfect, but I try my best to steer the kids in the right direction. It's just about building their mana, because I'm actually happy to go to work and do my job properly.
Boys got a bit serious when we showed up?
Yeah, I think they were trying to show off my boat.
Jermaine's jacked up a game with the kids there, or the teenagers, I should say. And started getting a bit serious. I thought we were just playing touch, next minute. Oh! Bloody full-on contact, little buggers. But nah, it was cool. The kids sort of just running around and having fun, and had a bit of a good time with them too. I've worked up a hell of an appetite running around with these up-and-coming rugby players. Luckily for me, it's time for a good old-fashioned hakari. If I can only get this barbecue going. We need a lot of this. Does the butter work on this stuff? You know what
It might be a bit hot, cuz.
It will be if you turn all those up, cuz.
When was the last time you used it? This morning, but I started it.
Oh, there it is.
Lucky we've got that barbie going. Would have been tragic to have no fire and all this meat. Today's not vegan friendly. Sorry, whānaks.
And here we have some venison from a stag my brother Ben shot a couple of weeks ago. Patties and sausages. Venison steak.
Yeah, mate.
Yep,
well,
me.
off the beach nearly.
We got pāuas inside, some mussels, and some kina.
Saw a bit of fried bread in there too.
Oh yeah,
eh?
bit of fried bread in there.
And I've brought those fresh lamb's tails with me. But before we even start cooking, it looks like the kids from Dennyverk aren't the only ones getting hearty today.
Oh, barbecue's on fire.
That's what's going on.
Oh, cuz. Woo! He put all these on high.
Piri. Piri stitched us up, I think.
That wasn't me. That was bloody you, ya egg. Now that the barbie's under control, ko tai te wā ki te tunu I te kai. Kaore he mea I tuatu I te pāua ko natu pārai. Ngā mihi e whero. Those lamb's tails are looking good too. All the pressure was on the boys to make sure that they did the mahi. They done a hell of a job to provide for everyone. Oh, tamariki,
Have a kite.
wahine. Get in there. Get in there. I'm really grateful being able to spend the last few days with such good, genuine, humble people. It's a little sad when these adventures come to an end, but the memories will always remain. Yeah, no, it was a good sort of vibe. Perfect sort of day to have a kai. Mean hakari, and just grateful for the kai that they put on for us.
Cheer brothers for the last couple of days. Been Mickey,
Sweet ass, cuz.
especially saying fiddle.
Not mean, bro. Don't mean everything.
Welcome back anytime, brother.
Yeah, no, that's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for.
Lawswood and Dennyverk, hearty. It's like the pinky.
Toko nā te māngai.